In a world of dungeons, dragons, and devious DMs, 4 adventurers set out to save the mysterious land of Blaelflow.
I'm Frank Bunty, Dwarven Paladin and all-round badass. I like nothing more than righting wrongs and smiting evil.
I'm Bonarail, a half-elf rogue that'll rob you blind and mess you up.
I'm Lord Sugar, a human wizard noble. I'm rich, I'm better than everyone, and I set fire to everything.
I'm Draco Justice, Dragonborn Monk. For when justice calls, who will answer? I will. I'm Draco Justice.
And I'm Doddy, the resident DM. I'll be throwing everything at these guys, including the kitchen sink. Ooh, a mimic kitchen sink.
Nerd OD&D from the Nod Network. Listen on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, and wherever else you get podcasts.
Oh, no, sorry, lesbians, not for me.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of the Nerd OD podcast with your most gracious host, Reginald.
And Dan, who's less gracious.
But altogether brilliant now.
Yeah, it evens out somewhere in the middle. We're mostly pleased to be here.
Yeah. Easy 80-20.
Exactly, yeah. It's an exciting day, Reg. We are going mental on podcasting.
I don't think we've ever done so many podcasts in a day.
No. 3 in one day. For all you people out there that don't listen. But it's fine, it's worth it.
It is. I'm really looking forward to doing the Christmas D&D one.
Very much so. Very, very, very much so. I also, excuse me, have quite a fun game to play for the Christmas pod, which I'm still trying to work out how best to do it over Skype. Because obviously, if anyone's seen our Christmas specials, usually we're all in the same room, sitting on a couch in front of a Christmas tree, and it's fun. It's nice. It's a nice little, fun time. We look forward to it, but we can't this year because we are responsible human beings who are looking after ourselves and others by not being together. So it's kind of a video thing, you see. So I need to work out if I can share it to you. I think I can screen share well enough, but we'll work it out. We'll play it by ear. What's the Nerdody podcast if not completely unplanned and flying by the seat of our pants?
Exactly. I think everyone though has grown to love that, and no one can ever really tell apart from a very odd occasion. But thanks to beautiful editing skills.
Exactly. Yeah, we're quite a team, Reg.
I was trying. So when I was creating my my dude for tonight, I was trying to remember when you do an off the cuff thing, what it was called, and I couldn't. Like when Bare Naked Ladies, when they used to do freestyle raps about something. For the life of me, I could not remember the word that you use for when they make it up in the head on the spot. Improvise, right? Improvisation. Yeah. That's it.
So you literally just thought of it.
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize. I thought that story was going to end with, and then I remembered that it was improvising.
No, I just literally remembered it now.
Fair enough.
So excellent.
I'm glad that my side of the conversation could help you get through that in your head.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
I like.
Yep.
I've been involved in several meaningful conversations, Daniel, today.
All right.
And last night. So I'm going to go straight into it because I've been playing Cyberpunk 2077.
All right, have you? Wait, on what?
On my PC? Beautiful gaming laptop.
Okay, because
runs at high specs.
To get people up to speed, Reg sold his PlayStation.
Yeah, so I sold my PlayStation in order to get a PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I'm going to be one of those guys that can do it on like day one, just like go online and frantically get one. But it was also around the time of Black Friday, and I stupidly spent my PS4 money on Christmas presents instead, so I couldn't get a PS5.
Oh.
So I was like, oh no. So I'm like, what am I going to do now? And to be fair, I got addicted to WoW anyway, and I kept using that as my excuse as to why I wasn't bothered. So I was like, it's fine, I'm playing WoW. Well, I don't need any other game, don't need anything at all. And everyone apart from sort of me and you seemed to be really, really, really going in hard on Cyberpunk. and just saying that like it's going to be the most mind-blowing thing, it's going to be so crazy, it's going to be insane, it's going to be amazing, every little detail matters, blah 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 blah. And I was like, yeah, I've heard this several times before, and it's never that case. And I'm not that hyped about it, so it would be whatever. I'll grab it when I grab the PS5, and then especially with the sort of all the hell that's broke loose with the launch of Cyberpunk. After like 9 years and several delays, you would have thought they would have been able to get it spot on. But alas, it was not the case. PS4 and Xbox original base ones are completely unplayable.
Yeah, which
running
is meant
at
like that.
18 frames a second.
Right, it's available on PC, on Xbox One, on PS4, and Stadia, which, whatever. But that's it. There's no PS5 version. There's no Xbox Series X version, right? There's no Switch version.
No. My God, could you imagine the Switch version if they fuck up the PS4 version this bad?
Exactly. So that is it. That is what they, that's what they should be working on, right?
Yeah.
But instead, they seem to have put an awful lot of focus into making sure that then the Xbox One X version and the PS4 Pro version looks great, and then the PS5 backwards compatible version sort of upscaled, and Xbox Series X versions run really well. Which they're not even, there will be a PS5 version and a Series X version at some point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, surely you go in order of like, right, what are we selling this on? PS4 and Xbox One. Let's make sure they run first, and then we'll see about the upselling.
The thing is, 9 years ago, that's how long this has been in the works. 9 years, Cyberpunk. So 9 years ago, there was no such thing as a Pro or a Xbox Series, an Xbox One X. It was just the base versions. So you would have thought, right, exactly. Okay, let's crack on, make sure these work. I mean, even if it doesn't look the most beautiful thing on a bog standard PS4 and I was going to say 360 and an Xbox One, it just, as long as it's playable, for fuck's sake, we know it will never look as beautiful as it would do on the PC, PS5, Series X, whatever, or even the Pro, but just make it look good.
Yeah.
CD Projekt Red have a nice engine. Like, even if you would have just dicked about with it a little bit more, just took away some of the stuff that's in it, they could have made it run a hell of a lot better.
Absolutely.
And how they came out and said, we weren't actually aware of what, of any of the bugs. How have you not play tested this?
Well, they never showed any of the footage. Was always like, here's it running on a PC, here's it running on a Pro, here's it running on a PS5 or a Series X. They never showed it on the base models, did they? So that was the press release that got released yesterday, or Monday, I think it was. Literally, that was what they were saying, that we were wrong to only show people what it looked like on these machines and not on the older machines. And I thought the point of the Pro machines, it's not necessarily to be like, look, everything is so much, everything looks massively different. It was more that you got 4K and it was a bit faster and to load and things, and it upscales it a little bit, but I didn't think it was such a huge difference. But from what I'm hearing, it seems to be massive.
It is there is a hell of a difference in between it, and you notice it a hell of a lot more on VR titles as well.
Right.
But with most games, it just sort of seems to run smoother because most people go, I really want it to run fine on the PS4 because that's what we're releasing it on. However, let's see if we can make it run a little bit smoother and a little bit shinier on the Pro, whereas it looks like CD Projekt Red have just gone, right, I really want to make it run fucking beautiful on the Pro. Yeah, but what about the 4? Fuck the 4. No one's got that anymore. Like, well, they do. A lot of people still have that, and a lot of people will still have that for the next 12 months.
It's got to be 80 to 90% of the user base, I reckon.
It's a hell of a lot for the user base, to be fair. I mean, I know it's broke records all over on Steam for being the most played single player game that they've ever had on their platform, and then it broke records again, beating its own record, like literally after patch day, because people were waiting for it to be patched again, and they're like, let's just wait. And when it got patched, it smashed records again. for it. So I know it's selling really well, and now it's selling even better because obviously people aren't able to get it on the PS4.
Yeah.
And not being able to get hands on PS5s just makes it so much easier to actually have it, on the PC. Now my laptop isn't the fanciest of laptops. You know what I mean? It's a couple of years old, so it's about 2 years old.
Okay.
So I was like, this isn't going to be good, but I'm going to try it. So I ran it on that PC benchmark.
Right.
Can it run
to
this?
compare, yeah.
And it was like, yeah, no issues at all. Could run it on medium to high, and I was like, interesting. So what I had to do, because I forgot to upgrade the memory on my PC. It doesn't have that much on it, so I need to obviously put another SSD in it because it only had enough to either play WoW with my other MMOs or remove all my MMOs and just play Cyberpunk. That was my two options I had. So I had to move everything across onto a hard drive, external hard drive, and then install Cyberpunk. So I've actually got room to play it.
Yeah.
Which didn't really bode well to start off with. I was like, if this is how it's going to run now, like, God help me when I actually get it installed and everything's going to be fine. But I installed it and it did its optimal, like, this is what your PC can sort of run it at in the options. And I was like, okay. And it's fucking stunning. It looks beautiful. And yeah, I was going to say, I've seen a couple of glitches or minor bugs, but I haven't seen anything that's like, even on the PC, people having game-breaking bugs and stuff. I've not come across anything like that. It's slow. It, like, story-wise, it is like, I've been playing it for 3.5 hours to 4 hours so far because it only got installed last night. And yeah, I'd done the tutorial after about an hour and a half. The tutorial had finished, and in that time, I managed to play it for about 20 of that hour and a half.
Right.
The rest is all like story cutscenes, but it's all so many dialogue choices in it. But the thing that I love about this is, how like in like Mass Effect and like Heavy Rain and stuff, like there's certain choices you can make and it could like completely affect the outcome of the game, and it'll have like a slightly different dialogue choice, and that's like the outcome. In this, literally every single choice you make when you get the options will vastly change the story.
Yeah, I'd heard that. Some of the reviews and things that I've watched have said that they got a whole side mission set that their colleague didn't get just because of an answer to a question. The way they led a conversation, and so it seems very good like that, in that it's branching and does a good job of it.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to be in one of those camps because I'm very undecided until it's fair, because I always want to play in any kind of game that says, "Hey, here's some stealth options." I'm like, that's the one for me. So it's hard for me to choose my crew who always just want to run in guns blaze and stuff. I'm like, no, I don't want to play like that. I'm going to play like this. And then you've got to like try and wait up, but you get a time limit for how quick you can decide. It's not just a case of take your time. There's always like a gun pointing to your head or something happening when you make your decisions. You're like, okay, let's do this. But it is very, very fun.
Yeah.
It's very adult. Like,
yeah.
Stupidly adult. I mean, the first 2, maybe 3 minutes, they dropped the C bomb about 4 times.
Okay.
And yeah,
is he British? Is this character British?
It doesn't sound it.
All right.
Probably, maybe. But yeah, it's very sweary. There's a couple of characters that every other word is the F bomb or S or whatever, but there's loads of swearing in it. And as you've seen probably on most of the articles and stuff, there's a heavy dildo theme to it.
Okay.
Not quite sure why at all, but you can turn a corner and you'll find a dildo somewhere lying around that you can pick up and put in your inventory.
Right. Okay.
And you can flog it for junk and stuff. Like, I've just had a romantic interlude with a certain character that you can get the choice of doing, and I was like, yeah, go on, why not? And then she left, and there was a dildo weapon I can now use. And
right.
Like, interesting. Yeah. So it just reminded me very much of a Saints Row after them trying to be so serious with like this whole cyberpunk setting and like the whole story,
yeah, of course, yeah,
and jacketing and stuff. And then it's just like, yeah, here's a massive dildo that you can hit people with. And I'm like, and I've just found a talking gun. So that's weird.
Well, who knows what they're going to have in the future, Reg?
Yeah, I mean, this one's like, it reminded me, Who Framed Roger Rabbit with the bullets.
Okay, yeah.
It's like that. It's called like
Skippy. Bullets.
Yeah, Skippy or something he's called. And you get the choice with him. He's funny all the way through it, Skippy, when you get him. You have him on your holster or whatnot. Because he's just chatting shit all the time. But you get the choice, you can either have like auto-guided like death bullets that will kill, like with one bullet, instant sort of kill, go for them all. Or you can have ones that just knock people out straight away, and you get the choice. And he's like, you got to think long and hard about how you want to proceed with this. And I was like, well, that's cool. I want to go stealth, so I'll go, non-lethal. And then after the 50th bad guy, apparently, it changes, and he automatically goes to the other option and stays at that other option. So I was like, so he's just a massive troll, but he's good. But I've seen they put Hideo Kojima in there as well. He's at a bar just chilling out, which is pretty cool.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. So there's like so many Easter eggs and stuff hidden inside it. But the world's great. It is really nice if you can get it running. If you've got like a Pro or a 5 or a Series X or the PC, I got mine for free, so I'm not, not going to be like, oh, this is amazing.
It was a present or what? Or?
Sort of. It was a present from me to me. I worked
you had
some
voucher or something.
account, and I got some vouchers to use. And then I was like, what do I want? And I thought, I don't want to buy a Christmas present with it because I want something for this, like to play with or do with. And Amazon had a special edition for 50 quid, or the bog standard edition for 60.
Okay.
So I got the special edition one, which I sent on our Slack group to wind Dave up with. It comes with the game code, so you can actually play it. The original CD, like soundtrack, which is awesome, that comes on a disc, and you can download it as well. It comes with the World Compendium, so it tells you all about the different cities and all that sort of stuff that comes with it. You get a load of stickers, you get a load of postcards, you get a huge, massive game map, print like a proper Grand Theft Auto one that you get in the cases and stuff. And then you get a shed ton of loads of digital content. So it's like, wallpapers, art book, in-game like jackets and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But you've got to use GOG Galaxy in order to do it.
Well, that's their company, isn't it? That's theirs. That's CD Projekt.
And if you hook it up, then if you set up an account with it, they automatically go, oh, do you want the definitive enhanced edition of The Witcher for free? Yeah, go on, you can have that as well because you installed GOG Galaxy. And I'm like,
they give that away quite a lot. I mean, nice. I've got that. I've never touched it, but I've got it. It's the original one, isn't it?
Yeah. So I was like, that's awesome. I'm content with that. And it turns out I must have already had a GOG Galaxy account because I've got some like 12 games on there, and I'm like, I never remember having this. Like, how has this happened? So
have you got all the Fallouts?
No, not yet.
All right, because that was I figured that might have been why you got it, because they gave them all away at one point. Well, Fallout 1, 2, Tactics, and
I've got the physical versions of them.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because I got it when it came with the little mini nuke. You get, it's awesome. I do like that. Very good. But yeah, now I've figured out that my laptop can run fucking brand new fancy looking games. I'm like, oh, I might become one of those guys now. So there's a chance now that I might even just fuck off the PS5 completely and just upgrade my memory and stuff on the laptop and just become one of those master race people.
Mm-hmm. Fair enough.
I mean, I might not, because I hate using the mouse for Cyberpunk.
Yeah, you can hook a controller up to it.
Yeah, and then I was like, if I hook a controller up, then I might as well put the HDMI cable into it and just play it on the 55-inch TV.
Which you can.
And then I'm like, and then I might as well just get a PS5. Because in effect, I'm going to be playing it on a PlayStation pad on the TV. So I'm like, I might as well do that.
Fair enough.
So
it's a vicious circle, isn't it?
But it's getting used to the aiming, the guns and stuff with the mouse, because it's so precise. And I know that sounds weird. because like that's what you want it to be. But with the controller, I just find it so much easier to be like aim it and stuff. But the mouse is so quick and so precise, and
you get used to something, don't you? And it's that was what I was hearing about. I think it was when Fortnite or PUBG was taking off. I remember hearing a lot of like, if you're playing on a console against people on a PC, it's pointless because you can be so much more accurate and quicker on the mouse to aim compared to having to move the sticks around. So I understand why that is.
Yeah, but honestly, it's if you get a chance to, I was going to say you've already got a base PS4, haven't you? I was going to say if you get a chance to play it, you should definitely have it.
Give him a few weeks. Once it's at the point where I will take the plunge and buy it, it's
going to be given away as a PlayStation Plus.
No, right. I feel like this game. Like I'm sure I'll get Amazon vouchers off someone for Christmas. So the question is, I was thinking, do I take the plunge and get Cyberpunk? I feel like I need to wait until they come back and say, yeah, look, we've sorted it out now on the standard vanilla consoles. But it's granted I wouldn't go out and spend 50 quid on that or many games as we regularly discuss. But if it's a voucher, it's like you probably wouldn't have gone and spent 50 quid on it, but you got a voucher.
Yeah, I was going to say I would not have.
Exactly.
Well, if I had a console, I would have bought it on that, but I wouldn't have. But for some reason, I refuse to spend a stupid amount on games on the laptop, and I don't know why. I think it's because I know I don't have a disc drive in it. It's the same as buying digital games.
Yeah,
I don't feel like I've got the urge to constantly go at it, whereas for some reason I do with a disc one.
No, I own quite a lot of digital games now, but they are fairly old games, not necessarily right the way back. I was playing Little Big Adventure yesterday on my Mac. It's just one of my favorite games when I was like 11, 12. But yeah, that stuff like that. But relatively up to date games as well, stuff like Dreamfall Chapters and Broken Age and stuff like that. But you can get them so cheap.
Yeah,
you're not if digital stuff, because there is absolutely no overhead with it. Stuff goes down to £1, £2. I got what was it? What's that SimCity? Oh, Project. No, what's the SimCity one?
Cityscapes.
Maybe, yeah, that's the one. That's the one they gave away on the PlayStation Plus a while back, right?
Yeah.
Got that for about 80p.
Nice.
A month or two ago. Things like that. It's as soon as something pops up, I'll grab it. People always complain about their Steam list of games being massive and games they'll never play just because of how good the sales are, and it's totally true.
Yeah.
I'll own that. There's the code, right? I've got the code now. I'll play that at some point. Nice thing about GOG is that it links in also with Epic Game Store. So anything you buy...
That's why I've got a load of games.
There you go then. When I say when you buy, when you get the free games from Epic, because that's all you need to get from them, it'll appear in your GOG library if you've linked it. I'm looking at Elite Dangerous, Pillars of Eternity, stuff like that.
Yes, Pillars of Eternity is awesome as well. If you haven't played it,
there's no Mac version, so no.
Oh no, such a good game.
Yeah,
I had it on my work laptop.
As of, I can't remember the date, but coming up soon, they're doing. I'll just try and find a date now. Oh, in a day, in fact. So in a day and 2 hours, they're giving away a game a day, basically.
My days.
Epic Game Store, and based on their history, there's gonna be some quality.
There's going to be some big titles in there.
Yeah. It's just bizarre the amount of stuff they've given away at that site. They just want users, don't they? People hate them, but they're like, "Well, look, we'll give you free stuff. Then can we have your? You can have." Yeah, sure. I'm happy with that.
I don't. That's the one thing I don't understand about PC fanboys is the fact that you've got Steam versus fucking Epic. I'm like, does it really matter that much that you've got two desktop icons on your desktop?
I've got Steam and I've got GOG Galaxy. It doesn't. It's fine. They both work fine.
Yeah.
Got different libraries in there. Yeah, it's stupid. Like the whole Shenmue thing, when they announced that wasn't coming out on Steam for a year, it was going to be exclusive to Epic.
Yeah. People
then people
cancel
like,
the fucking
yeah,
pre-orders of
refund.
games.
That's it. I think people just want something to moan about. It must be so hard making just something that's got such a bit. I mean, look at just the Cyberpunk backlash. Fair enough, sounds generally warranted. Things like Last of Us 2, how that got review bombed, and even before it had come out, people were just like, "Oh no, sorry, lesbians, not for me."
Yeah, it's daft, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely daft.
I think that's the clip for the beginning.
Yeah.
And out of context, lesbians, not for me.
I like it. But while we are on the subject of just crazy amounts of stuff that's been going on, the announcements that Disney did, I suppose it's going to take up the majority now of the rest of this podcast.
Maybe.
Because there's so goddamn many of them.
Crazy, yeah.
But
I mean, this wasn't even like...
Wow.
It wasn't like a Comic-Con Hall H panel. This, wasn't like a big convention. Wasn't like the D23 convention. This was an earnings call for their investors. So they put this out once a year to say, hey, look, investors, this is what we're doing. This is how we're still making you trillions of dollars.
Sure.
All of them the Disney money.
And let's be honest, they're probably going to make another gazillion quid now after all of these announcements.
Well, I mean, they're losing $4 billion on Disney Plus over the next 4 years. I think it was $4 billion. Some ridiculous amount. They're like, yeah, we're not going to make any money out of it. We're just going to get people on there. I don't understand how they can... I mean, we sort of touched on it with the HBO Max stuff last week, how WB movies on there. I don't understand how they can judge sort of success with it. Like, how do they go, oh, okay, that was the movie that made this person get a HBO Max subscription, and that one, this TV series is what made someone get Disney Plus and stick with it, and now we're getting them. I just don't quite get it. But,
yeah, it's like for 4 years is a ludicrous amount of time to not make anything from it.
Yeah, but that's standard. It's very rare that you'll have a business like this, like anything digital that makes any money. I mean, how many years have we been doing it, Reg? And we've not made any. Well, saying that, we've got a couple of $100 in our AdSense account.
We have, and we've become personally rich in our knowledge and our experiences and friendship, and knowing all these people that listen to us and go and see the celebs and stuff. Exactly. Stuff. We are very rich in happiness. That's what it's brought us, and we haven't lost any money doing it.
No, true. Well,
it's that we're not Disney.
No, exactly. Well, we've spent a fair bit on running a website.
Yeah,
but anyway, Disney. So it's something insane, like over across the franchises. So looking at sort of the Disney standards side of stuff, the National Geographic, the Star Wars or the Lucas art part, and the Marvel bit, there was something like 35 new show/movie announcements all in one one video or whatever, in one.
That is a lot.
Yeah, and there's very little that's just like, oh yeah, that'd be cool. It was all like, wow, okay, what's next? Right, okay.
Yeah.
Here's 17 new Star Wars for you.
I was saying to one of my mates the other day over this. So I've now caught up with the Mandalorian.
Okay,
so
I haven't started it yet.
I'm now completely up to speed on it.
Okay.
It got me wanting to watch the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Just for the character that is in it anyway.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. A lot of stuff's been spoiled. Fortunately, nothing I've gone, oh, great, that's ruined it for me.
Yeah, because I was like, I have no idea who this person is or anything. So I'm like, oh, no. It's the same with the majority of it, to be fair, that's gone on. But I caught up and I was like, holy shit, that character is awesome. Like, because I was trying to explain it to my dad, because my dad was like, when you say it's a Star Wars show, like what is it? Is it, is it still Skywalker and stuff? And I was like, no, it follows like a bounty hunter. And he's like, oh, does it have Jedis and stuff in it? And I was like, no, but you know they're there, but it's not like that kind of Star Warsy. It's like, can we make something that's nothing to do with the films? He's like, but Baby Yoda's in it. He's like, right. It is Star Wars, but don't expect lightsabers and stuff. Just expect a really fun, like brilliant series.
Yeah.
It is. 100%.
It's like a Western more than anything I've heard.
Yeah. And I think that's just because there's a lot of dusty planets.
Right.
I think that's the only reason. I don't quite get why this is constantly being compared to a Western. It's just a damn good show. It's really fun. And then obviously the one that she's in, as you can see from the posters everywhere on everything, she's got 2 lightsabers.
Right.
So there is a lightsaber fight in there with she uses them. I was like, holy shit, like they're awesome. Who is this character? So I went back and watched like a few YouTube vids and stuff, and I was like, I might want to watch the Clone Wars just to get her full story, because now she's having a spin-off, isn't she, as well? So just to actually know who she is. And then they announced like another 7 different fucking Star Wars spin-offs, and I was like, right, is this going to be like the DC TV universe where it starts off awesome and I'm like, oh my god, I can keep up with all of this for so long, and then like 7 years in, we're like, I can't cope anymore.
No. Well, the problem with that, I think the problem with those ones is that each series is like 25 episodes or something like that, and they're all on at the same time. It's like, right, Mondays is Arrow, Tuesdays is Flash, Wednesdays is Supergirl, Thursdays is Legends of Tomorrow, Friday is Black Lightning. So yeah, it's tough to take an hour every single day for, whatever it is, 6 months to actually keep up with all of them. I think anyway. I know it sounds like an hour a day. Oh, how terrible! When you get home, you get home from work at 6 o'clock, and then you've got to make dinner, and then you don't want to just watch nothing but DC stuff. No. So yeah, I get that, but at least with these, every season seems to be like sort of 10 to 12 episodes, and they're not all going to be on at the same time. Like look at all the Marvel stuff. So we've got Scarlet Witch and Vision. We've got the Hawkeye show. We've got Loki. What If? It sounds like it'd be really good, but you could probably leave that if you don't need to see that to keep up with everything, right?
Yeah.
What else did they announce for that? Ms. Marvel. Which is, but that's going to be the teen show, isn't it? There's probably 5 or 6 shows, but they're not going to be running concurrently. They're saying like, okay, Scarlet Witch is out this December, and then Hawkeye's going to be in March, and then Loki's going to be in May. So I don't think it'll be that bad. At least they're not just dumping them all as well at the same time to be like, here, binge the entire series in one go. I think it would be good to have them nicely spread out.
Yeah, I hope that's the way they do it, because
Disney aren't, they're not doing the binge thing.
No, and I like that, because as much as nice as it is, like when I was finally getting into The Mandalorian, I was like, holy shit, right, next one, and I could do it because I was behind. But as soon as I caught up, I was like, oh, next one. What do you mean there's no next one?
Yeah.
But I'm like, oh, this is quite good, because now we're in a situation where we used to talk about, where it's like, it's nice to be able to talk about a show instead of going, which episode are you on? Right, okay, cool, we can't talk about it yet then. As soon as we're all together, it's nice waiting to see what happens and have that discussion in between episodes as to what I think is going to happen and stuff. So I like that. But I know they said they were going to go all in, but they've really, really, really gone all in. And I don't know if I could handle that much of it. Like, it's nice because apart from obviously the latest run of Star Wars films, we've not had anything Star Warsy apart from this Mandalorian, because I don't watch the animated stuff. Whereas now we're going to have like another 4 or 5 live action Star Wars shows and then 2 films.
Yeah. So right, I've got the list up. Let me get to the Star Wars side of it. So yeah, we've got the Obi-Wan series, which we knew was happening, but then the announcement was that Anakin is going to be in it, or Darth Vader is going to be in it. Hayden Christensen. So we've got Rangers of the New Republic, which is, well, all these are going to be based in the same time period as The Mandalorian, right?
Yeah, and I think the new Ranger one is there's a woman in, well, without giving too much away, obviously for you.
Right.
There's a woman called Cara or something who's in season 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, and we think that's her spin-off show.
Okay. And then you've got the Ahsoka. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's got her own show going. We knew about the Bad Batch, which is a Clone Wars spin-off animated. Then you've got Star Wars Andor, which is
so that's Rogue One. That's a prequel to Rogue One, isn't it? Following him. Pretty cool. Yeah,
he was a good character actually. I quite liked him because it was sort of on the fence whether he was good or bad. In that, he obviously was on the good side. He was on the rebel side, but he seemed like a bit of a dark character. So I like the idea of seeing a bit more from him. Then you've got the Acolyte, which is set in the High Republic. Yeah, so the High Republic is a book and comic world that they've started to build. Set hundreds and hundreds of years, if not thousands. I can't remember the exact time scale. Before the main sort of Star Wars times. So this must be a way of, linking that in with the TV and the movie universe. So that's going to be a Disney Plus, a Droid story, which will be a bunch of shorts, so that's fine. Another one-off event series like Obi-Wan, which is Lando, which I'm curious what they're going to do with that, who it's going to be.
It's just, I hope they use Donald Glover that played Lando in the Han Solo film. I'd love
them to do like spoilers. It's Solo came out years ago, so I'm sure everyone who cares has seen it. But I really liked where that looked like it was going with the when they showed Darth Maul, and you saw his sort of that he had no legs or whatnot. And that's something I've read bits about Clone Wars and the like, so I know roughly the idea. And I'm almost disappointed that there's not going to be any more. So maybe Lando then is a way of spinning that off. Maybe Han Solo will be in it.
I hope so, because I don't think he's a strong enough character to run his own show.
No.
At all. So yeah, it would be awesome to have obviously Han Solo and stuff turn up in it, especially set it in that time frame, that universe. That would be awesome, because I really enjoyed the Han Solo film. I thought it was a brilliant film. It was just bad marketing and bad timing of release.
Yeah, and it was right at the peak of the backlash as well.
Yeah,
again, there's not much you can do with that. And then movie wise, we still don't really know much about what's going on with the movies, other than Taika Waititi's working on something. Excuse me. Ryan Johnson's still working on something which the fanboys will love. And then Patty Jenkins, whose Wonder Woman film came out today, actually, is doing Rogue Squadron. So,
yeah, which apparently isn't anything to do with the game Rogue Squadron.
No, but,
Which is a shame.
It is, isn't.
That is a waste, because that was a great series.
Really good.
I enjoyed the Rogue game. So cool.
Absolutely. So yeah, there's a lot Star Wars. Oh, and the Star Wars Visions sounds awesome. Sounds like Animatrix.
Yeah. Yeah, it does sound very peculiar. And I've also heard rumours since then as well that apparently Boba Fett's going to get a spin-off show as well. So because there's one Mandalorian isn't enough.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't see where they're going to go with that at all. No. But that'll spark up another conversation closer to time if it does get announced to why I hate Boba Fett.
Fair enough.
I'm sure we've had this numerous times.
His backpack got jacked.
Yeah, he does bounty hunt for Jabba the Hutt. And it's dead. It's the only good thing to come from Boba Fett.
It's the Boba Fett song.
It's the Boba Fett song.
Fair enough.
It's just the most overrated character.
Oh, and the new Indiana Jones film is going to be the last one.
Oh no! Oh,
until they recast it. Well, they'll just, do you know what? Give us a new Indiana Jones trilogy with Chris Pratt. Cast Chris Pratt as Indiana Jones, and I would watch that.
I think they completely missed the spot with going Nathan Fillion. in Uncharted. Fuck it, I say we go Nathan Fillion for Indiana Jones. Really pissed Sony off.
Yeah,
because that would be awesome. And let
That'd
Mark
be good.
Wahlberg nowhere near the fucking film.
Yeah. To sort of box off the Marvel side of it as well. So yeah, we got WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki.
How good does that look?
Yeah, which one? Falcon and Winter Soldier or Loki?
Yeah, both. I mean, Loki looks awesome.
Loki looks amazing.
You knew it was going to look good because it's Loki. But Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I was very surprised at with the little footage bits that they showed, because I was like, I'm not sure I'm going to be that bothered about this. But I love the fact that they're just like, you know what, we've got money, let's make them all look like they've actually came from the MCU.
It really does, doesn't it? It's crazy.
Yeah, they do. They just throw a bank at it, and I'm like, I love this. Like, it's nice to, when you can't make it to the pictures, to be like, you know what, I'm going to watch a new Marvel film in the style of a series.
Yeah.
It's just class. I do like it.
There you go. It's WandaVision's January 15th. Winter Soldier is March. Loki is May. Hawkeye is fall 21. And that's going to be about him sort of passing the torch to a female, younger Hawkeye, right?
Yeah, is that Kate Bishop or something?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And then what else we got? Oh, yeah, Armor Wars, which was an Iron Man comic arc. So, which was all about Tony Stark. They're going to be doing, but featuring Rhodey instead. Yeah, it's interesting. Secret Invasion they're going to do, which is going to have Nick Fury in. But I think these are a way off. Oh, and Ironheart. So that sounds like another, like Ms. Marvel. It sounds like another younger oriented sort of series, really. You've got She-Hulk and you've got Moon Knight. She-Hulk, that is the way that
Howard the Duck.
Yeah. Has the Hulu Howard the Duck show been canned? Did that not? Is Kevin Smith still working on that?
I'm not 100% certain. I can tell you in about 2 seconds.
Yeah, I'm looking now as well.
Because the one thing that they really started showing.
Marvel is not moving forward with its Hulu animated series Howard the Duck.
Oh,
so that is not happening.
But the reason they're not, is because they're going to bring him into She-Hulk.
It wouldn't surprise me. My
days, if they do this correctly, Dan.
Yeah,
this could be the greatest series of all time. Until he gets his own spin-off film and series, and
he will be the new Baby Yoda, Reg. He will be everywhere.
I really hope so. Because he is the most underrated Marvel character.
Yep. Or this is my pitch. Fair enough, put him in She-Hulk, absolutely. But also maybe have him as the narrator of the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yes.
Telling a story. sitting in a nice comfy chair in front of a fire, telling us what happened for that one life day or whatever they want to do. Which sounds amazing. The fact that we are getting Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 in 2023, but obviously the Christmas before that comes out, we're going to be getting the Guardians Holiday Special.
Yeah.
Which just the thought of that being clearly similar sort of budget to the films is seeing how the TV shows are going to look, like, WandaVision and Soldier and stuff. That's going to be amazing. Can't wait.
I just hope it's not going to be a Star Wars holiday.
No, but that's just it. That was just a really cheap little thing that someone decided to do. This, I feel like this is going to be, full on, all big budget.
Yeah.
What else we got? Black Panther 2. They're not going to recast T'Challa, which we kind of knew that anyway. We'd heard that.
So my only thing with this, and I know. In the all they said they want to do is they want to explore other characters and the world of Wakanda itself. Right? Yeah. In the comics, I know he does eventually pass the torch down, doesn't he, to Shuri, however you say her name.
Yeah,
sibling. So
a lot of stuff's happened in the comics over the years.
Yeah, so I think that if they're going to carry on doing Black Panther stuff, that needs to happen. because there's no point in having a Black Panther film if there's no Black Panther in it.
Yeah, I see it. I'm going to call it now. It's going to be called Black Panthers, plural. It's not going to be Black Panther 2, Black Panthers, and it's going to be about that. And how I don't know how they'll deal with writing him out. It feels like if they haven't got anything filmed and they don't want to CGI him, they don't want to do anything. It's going to be, oh, by the way, this happened.
Yeah,
Which it's going to be very Last Jedi. No, which was the last one? Rise of Skywalker. I was just like, oh, all this happened since we last were with you. So I don't know, but I think it'll be Shuri and I don't remember the characters' names, but Michonne's character and stuff like that being sort of maybe a bit more involved in being Black Panthers.
Yeah,
that's my theory anyway. We'll see what happens. That's apparently July 2022. Seems optimistic.
Oh, wow. That seems very optimistic to me.
Yeah. Less optimistic than the fact that they think, not Disney, but WB think The Matrix 4 is going to come out next December. But, Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantum Mania. That's coming. And it's going to have Kang the Conqueror in it, which sounds awesome. Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness is going to tie into both WandaVision and the new Spider-Man movie. And Doctor Strange is going to be in the Spider-Man movie as like the mentor, which we kind of knew anyway. And now they've killed off Iron Man, it felt to me like it. And in fact, a few of the movie sort of series, the original Phase 1, 2, 3, are starting to wrap up. It was going to be hard for them to get something so big again. I know. I figured it was going to be difficult. The only hope to that, I think, is bring in either X-Men in eventually, but it's far too early, or Fantastic Four. So, fortunately, we are getting a new Fantastic Four movie, which I totally feel like they're going to do it right.
Yeah, as I say, if there's a team that could do it,
yeah, they need a new headline, like head of the Avengers, don't they? And Fantastic Four, I think, could do it.
Yeah, I think that'd be a damn good shout. Like I wasn't nervous when I seen the actual logo pop up on Twitter, and I was like, oh, because last time round when it was like, yeah, we're doing this, I was like, oh god.
Yeah. If they said we're rebooting X-Men again already, I would be a bit nervous about it. I think just the minute they decide to do Wolverine again, which he's the only other sort of big lead character, I think. I know they're sort of pitching Doctor Strange as being the new Tony Stark, but I just don't quite see it.
That's it, isn't it? I really like Benedict Cumberbatch, and I think he plays Doctor Strange really well.
Yep.
But I can't see him heading off the MCU.
No,
it's like the ringleader, so to speak.
Exactly.
Just doesn't fit right.
Yeah, I'm curious when the internet has talked about a new Fantastic Four movie. They've always talked about casting John Krasinski as Mr. Fantastic and Emily Blunt as the Invisible Woman. I'm curious if they're going to go down that route. There's been a few things where they've kind of gone along with what the internet has suggested.
Yeah,
over there,
and like it sometimes works really, really well.
Yeah, so I'm curious with that. I'm curious what the way they'll go about it. And you know what? I know they were goofy and stupid and not amazing, but I didn't mind the two Fantastic Four movies. They were kind of.
I never got around to watching Rise of the Silver Surfer.
Well, yeah, it wasn't bad. It was really cool seeing the Silver Surfer, and and kind of to an extent Galactus, even though he wasn't quite right. He was just this big cloud that ate everything. But still, they weren't bad. There's far worse attempts at Marvel movies that there've been.
Like Ghost Rider.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I feel like it was probably as good as some of the alright DC movies.
Oh wow!
Some of the alright ones.
I can't even remember which alright ones there are in the DC universe now, apart from Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Well,
I can't think of any others. It's not good.
No. Speaking of Wonder Woman, so that is out. I am going to go and watch it tomorrow.
Nice.
See, go and find a nice quiet spot in the empty cinema down the road, and yeah, try and enjoy it. We'll see.
I'm sure the first one was brilliant.
Yeah, apart from it just, I don't know, it just descended into standard
Usual,
DC. Yeah, exactly. And from seeing the trailer, I don't know. It looks like it's going to be the same because the trailer shows the big fight with Cheetah at the end. I don't know. It just it looks like it's going to lead towards the same thing. And I'm curious. I'm hoping they handle the bringing what's his face.
Chris Pine.
Yeah, Chris Pine's character back well, and the fact that a woman becomes a cheetah. Just don't know. We'll see.
If they can do it,
yeah,
it's going to be fantastic. And I've got good faith. I think Wonder Woman was my most enjoyed DC film.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So I'm hoping
it was
that's good
because I did like it up to a point, and it's not like it ruined the movie, but it definitely put a bit of a downer on it because it's supposed to be the big climax, and it was just
a big CGI mess
as always. Exactly. And then we've got Disney and Pixar side of things. The new Disney princess movie, so Raya and the Last Dragon, is going to do
awesome.
And it's going to do a Mulan. It's going to be at cinemas, and it's also going to be available to buy for $30 or whatever on Disney Plus. Yeah, well, no,
why they just can't let us have it like everyone else does.
It's an option. I feel like this will probably make more money than Mulan. I still don't think Mulan was ever a good idea.
No.
And I think in a lot of cases releasing movies at home for people to pay 20 quid or whatever to watch, I think that only worked for kids movies. Because think about when the first lockdown happened and they tried this out with Trolls World Tour. You've got all these kids sat at home with nothing to do, parents going mad because they just they can't get their kids to concentrate on something, and they were going to take them to the cinema to see Trolls. So they're like, right, yeah, great, 20 quid, there you go, watch it, and that kid will watch it 6 times before the 48 hours is up.
Yeah,
but then I've not heard any success stories from other films. Like there was a whole bunch of others that have been released that were more adult films, I suppose you could say. And I don't know. I think it's kids that would drive that. I think most adults would just go, well, I can just go online and watch it anyway, or I'll just wait a bit. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? Because
maybe Tenet could have done that, maybe, but he was adamant that was getting released at the cinema.
Oh God, yeah. He was mental over that, and then look what did happen to it.
Exactly.
Was it worth it?
Yeah. So Mulan, I don't think would have been a massive. It wouldn't have been like a Beauty and the Beast, Aladdin, Lion King hit. I don't think, because it just. I mean, there's been plenty of Mulan films, and it just looked like another one of them. It wasn't a live action version of the Disney.
Yeah,
film,
and that's the issue,
problem.
Isn't it? People like the Disney version of it because it wasn't as serious, so to speak, as the actual proper story goes. So I think it was nice having that aspect of it, and especially having Eddie Murphy as Mushu or whatever his name was.
Exactly.
Like that worked really well, and taking him out completely due to cultural standards and all that sort of stuff now is bullshit. So it's weird.
Yeah.
So I don't understand why they've just gone, let's have a Chinese.
But this is a much better sort of judge of whether this is going to work. I think a film like that.
Yeah. I just think $30 is a lot to ask.
It is for knowing that the UK seems to have gone. I don't know whether I don't still think there's a lot of cinemas that charge £10-12 or whatever, but there seems to be a lot of UK cinemas that have gone down the route of charging very little for films in the hopes that you'll then spend loads of money on on food. So knowing that we can go to the cinema for $5, and if we go on a Tuesday or Wednesday, we can go 2 for 1. You know what I mean? It's 30. I don't think I don't think I'd even consider spending more than sort of 10, 15 quid on a brand new movie.
And the thing is as well with doing that is that when you go to pictures, like you said, you make the evening out of it and stuff. When you're actually at home,
you're not doing anything else. You're not set on your phone, hopefully.
But you're paying £6 per month anyway to just have the ability to buy this fucking film. Like, the least they could do is do it a tenner. If you're going to do it, full well that, there's so many other films you can watch at home, so many other series you can watch at home. If you're going to do it for that time period, that's it, isn't it? It's 15 quid, 10 quid max. So now they're upping the price for Disney Plus as well. Yeah. To $7.99 a month. Like, that's $37.99 to watch a film.
No, it's true. I think, if you're a big enough Disney fan that you want to see this movie, you're going to be subscribed to Disney Plus anyway. And again, I'm hearing, I was reading a lot of stuff about all these films and TV shows on Reddit, and people were saying, look, I used to have Netflix, I used to have Amazon Prime and then Hulu and all these extra ones, but out of everything, the one that I don't think I would ever get rid of is Disney Plus. My kids are watching that 24/7. Want something to do, stick Disney Plus on. And it's the one with the least content as well. It's bizarre, it's got, like what I was saying a few weeks ago, you can literally look at every single show and movie they have, and then, you'll get to the end of that list, and then that's your watch list on. Whereas Netflix, you could be searching and searching and searching. You will never get to see every item that they've got. And I don't mean watch, I mean see what they have and go, right, I'll put that on my list, I'll put that on my list, put that on my list. It'll just never happen. But that's the one that people want to keep because, I'm sure you probably back this up being a parent. Sometimes you just want something that you can just go, right, there you go, kid. And it's safe. Everything is PG.
That's the nice thing about it. I do, however, wish I didn't have it because it means I constantly have to watch Toy Story.
Fair enough.
Because the one thing I didn't realise is on Sky, if you record something on Sky, it's got an end date now where it deletes itself after a certain time.
Well, Now TV always had that as well. Oh no! So do you mean if you record something or if you download it?
Yeah. So I recorded Toy Story 4 because it was on Sky Cinema. Right. Before we had Thingy. And then after a certain time, that just went and expires. And then I was watching, there's the animated show, which I keep on talking about anyway, which is The Adventures of Paddington Bear on Nickelodeon.
Right.
Oliver's got a favourite episode of anything ever, which is there's an episode of Paddington Bear where he gets a chores list from the family, where he's got to go out and conduct some chores. And he polishes the floor in the hall. So when they all start walking in, it's like a bit like an ice rink. You just start hitting into stuff and bouncing off stuff. And without fail, no matter how ill he is, how tired he is, or just how much of a pain in the arse he wants to be, he can't stop laughing so hard at that one scene.
Right.
It's like it's his world. He absolutely loves that bit. So he's, at the minute, God bless him, he's not feeling too hot at all. He's like full of cold and he can't stop throwing up and stuff, and I feel really bad for him. So like he's in bed now as we talk. So I was like, oh, you know what, I'm going to stick that on. And that's gone. That's expired now, that episode. It's like the first 7 episodes of Paddington expired. The other 7 expired tonight. And I'm like, oh. So now we've got to wait for him to get shown again on Nickelodeon so we can then download them again. And it's just like, that's irritating. That.
Right. Oh, that is annoying. Yeah. It used to just be as long as you were subscribed, you had that. Yeah. That was yours, but it expires. Because I know, Now TV is notorious for, this show is on, and Now TV is just Sky. This show is going to be on for 2 months. And then, if you haven't watched it by then. So I've had literally countdowns by the day to be like, I'll start watching something and I'll stop for a while. I'll go back on, and it's like, this leaves Now TV in 3 days. I've had it with it's the same with Amazon. It tells you when something is leaving the service and gives you this countdown. Like, I need to watch this entire series.
That would just be my luck. That finding a brand new series, be like, this is brilliant,
Exactly.
and then like 7 series and 4
Exactly.
days, like I can't do this.
Right, we haven't got long to wrap up because we need to go, but I'll just quickly run through because there is one item amongst this list that I can't wait for. So yeah, Raya and the Last Dragon. There's going to be a Baymax TV series,
Yes.
a Zootopia cartoon, Zootopia or Zootropolis. I forget what it was called over here. Tiana from Princess and the Frog's getting her own series. Moana's getting her own series. Encanto is the next Disney animated movie. Another one with Lin-Manuel Miranda doing the music for, which seems to be just everything at the minute. Anything Disney can pay him to do, he's doing. Iwaju, which looks really interesting. It's the first partnership with an African media company called Kugali Media, and it just it looks really, really interesting. And then Pixar stuff, a bunch of shorts. I mean, do you know what? Out of all the things we watch on Disney Plus, we've watched quite a lot of the shorts, and some of them are brilliant. They're just like let's put one of these up. Forky asked the question: "Is one of the greatest things I've ever seen?" It's amazing. You know, I like it.
It was
first.
when it started,
Right?
but yeah, now I've seen each one like a gazillion times.
Okay. Well, I won't be watching them more than once, so I'm okay.
It's the money one, and he starts calling him like Han, and he's like, "No, it's Ham." And he's like, "Yeah, but can you do this with my eyes? Look,
Yeah.
they're going everywhere." I'm like,
That's it. It's so good. It's just great. I love it. There's going to be a series based on Doug from Up, who is probably the best character in Up, so that's good. Of course, there's going to be a Cars series, and then they're doing the first original long form animated series called Win or Lose, which is about a middle school softball team. That's not till 2023. But in terms of the movies, they've got one called Turning Red, which is about a 13-year-old girl going through puberty that transforms into a giant red panda whenever she gets excited, which sounds very interesting. We've got Luca, which we've already had a teaser trailer for, which is basically about a boy named Luca who lives in Italy. Don't know anything more about it. And then we've got Lightyear, which is the origin story of Buzz Lightyear. Not
so much controversy.
Yeah, not voiced by huge Trump fan Tim Allen. Instead, voiced by Captain America, Chris Evans, which I totally see. And the thing is, they've shown a picture of him, haven't they?
Yeah.
It almost looks like it's a film about the life of a real guy called Buzz Lightyear, who was a space ranger that the toy was based on. Well,
Chris Evans has come out now, hasn't he, officially, and said that this is actually based on the Buzz Lightyear.
Okay.
Not the action figure. No, that's why I'm not stepping on the toes of Tim Allen. But people are still like, fuck you, why would he sound any different in a toy form than he would do in a... I'm like, just calm down. Maybe Tim Allen said, you know what, guys? Don't fancy it.
Yeah. Well,
no
absolutely. Or they just thought, let's just get a new, okay, we've Woody's left, we're done with that now. We don't need to do another Toy Story for a while, but what can we do? I think it's a good idea. I like it. It doesn't look like just a reboot, a completely redo of Toy Story. It looks like its own thing. I think it's a great idea. What people are really hoping for is that it's going to have, I can't remember the characters' names, but do you remember Buzz Lightyear Star Command, the cartoon series?
Yes.
You got the big red-orange cat guy and all those characters. People are like, if they're not in it, then I'm completely out. I hope so. And then we're getting an Alien TV series, and Simon Pegg's going to be doing an Ice Age spin-off series, which, never mind. Yeah. But,
there's always one good.
Yeah, exactly.
Just to show
an Alien TV series from the people who made Fargo and Legion, which are both amazing. I can't wait. That sounds awesome.
Yeah, I was going to say, I am rather excited about that.
Exactly.
I do love me some Aliens.
Yeah. Right. But I think that's it. I think we've got to go because, we can't do too much podcasting in one day.
No, I was going to say, I've just had 25 jobs land. So it's, it's probably a good job.
Yes. Right.
What a way to end the podcast.
Yeah, but we knew there would be plenty to talk about because like was it Monday or I can't remember when all this news came out.
Yeah.
In fact, it was that and what else came out that day? Because I was like,
it was the Mass Effect teaser.
oh, that's right.
We have
The
so
Mass
much
Effect
stuff to
trailer.
talk about.
Oh,
Game
jeez.
Awards.
Yeah, we can wait. We can wait for Dave for that. That's fine. We can talk about it on the Christmas special.
We can. No doubt he's going to want
Yeah.
to talk over the Star Wars stuff again anyway, but,
Yeah, maybe.
We'll
But yeah,
do
oh yeah,
Christmas.
that Mass Effect teaser was like, yeah, I like the look of that, and I like,
I'm not even
like what
to Mass Effect, but that teaser proper got me.
even though it was
It
nothing
was
about the
music
game
that was
really.
just like, ooh.
Yeah, and just all the little callbacks to the original games, and everything I'm hearing, and getting all these little things that get confirmed, is making me more excited because it's sounding like they're not just writing off the Andromeda storyline. It's almost sounds. Anyway, we'll talk about this later with Dave. So thank you for listening, and thank you for joining me, Reg.
And likewise.
Yes. Okie dokie. We will see you next Wednesday for a Christmas special. Woohoo! Yay! Merry Crimbly, everyone. Goodbye.
Good night, City. Toodles.
Bye.